My name is Serena Falston and I work at Cancer Council New South Wales.
All right, and my name is Kurt Iverson. I'm an Associate Professor of Urban Geography, Bachelor's at Sydney Uni, and a member of the National Tertiary Education Union. So transport enables everything we do. Work, education, worship, recreation, you name it. And that's why the Sydney Alliance believes that Sydney needs a better public transport network.
So we've identified 3 transport solutions that could be delivered cost effectively and sooner rather than later. They do this by making use of the infrastructure that we already have. Combined, they would make a huge difference to the lives of millions of people.
So, our first ask then is about making the airport more accessible by public transport. Yes! So look, we already have a fantastic train line to the airport, but only 15% of people who travel to the airport use it because it's way too expensive. So we're asking the Premier to remove the extra fees that are charged for people using the airport train stations to make public transport more affordable for all.
Our second ask is about creating a park and ride alternative to being stuck in the traffic on Parramatta Road. Thousands of people travelling between the West and the CBD spend hours a day in that traffic, or scramble for limited parking spots at train stations like Granville and Strathfield. So what can be done about that? Well, there's a place where the railway line to Olympic Park crosses over both the M4 motorway and Parramatta Road. At this spot, there used to be a little train station called Pipita. Currently, there is a car park, and that sits empty for most of the week. We think that there should be a train station right there with a car park and commuter facilities for people travelling to and from the city. Express trains could run from this station to Strathfield and Central from the end of the M4 in less than 20 minutes, which is much faster than they could drive in peak hour. So we're asking the Minister for Transport to commission a public feasibility study into the construction of a park and ride interchange where the M4 meets Parramatta Road to enable an express train service from there to Central Station. It's quite simple.
All right. So, transport ask number 3 is about the accessibility of train stations. Now, there are 175 train stations across metropolitan Sydney, but only 96 of them are fully accessible to people in wheelchairs, on crutches, pushing prams, carrying kids, or carrying bikes. Now, you can't open a shop or a restaurant in this city these days that's not wheelchair accessible, but it's 2014 and more than a third of our public train stations don't meet that standard. Makes me want to thump. So while the New South Wales Government does have a program of access improvements underway, it's falling behind in meeting its legal requirements to make all stations accessible. So we'd like to know what's being done to get things back on track, including installing a lift at Arncliffe Station where the community, as we've seen, is crying out for one. And we'd also like the Minister for Transport to make public the process that her department is using to determine which stations are upgraded first. And most importantly, we asked the Minister for Transport to ensure that all train stations in metropolitan Sydney are fully accessible by 2020.
You're in this hall with the leaders of business and civil society who know how the infrastructure is crucial to unlocking the potential of this city.
All right, and I can also see my friends from the Rail, Tram and Bus Union down the back of the hall there. They're a big crew here tonight. You're also in this hall tonight with the hard-working people who staff the stations, who operate the trains and buses, whose union is deeply committed to making our public transport network the best that it can be. So let's put our combined power and passion to work and make these things happen. If we act together, it's not too hard. Better public transport for Sydney is achievable right now. Thank you very much.